Somebody get the mic and stuff back. Does that cut into my time? This is the one.
7.5 minutes max.
Oh, good, you hear it. Oh, good. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. So, I'd like some written feedback if you guys wouldn't mind, if you have the forms. This is a persuasive, motivational. This is a persuasive and motivational speech, and so I'd like it to be as persuasive as possible. And if you have any feedback to help me do that, then that would be good. It's about how to make a friend in the technology age. And I was with a friend recently. We were sharing some like Moody Blues potatoes down at the Central restaurant, and I started sharing these things with him. And I am flustered because this matters to me. What I'm doing matters to me, and so don't if I say something dumb, try not to laugh. Anyway, so when is it like a plate of cards? To begin a friendship, we see another like you are, with feelings and values, and when you meet a stranger, you might feel intimidated. And we develop social capital over time, okay? And sometimes it can be slow and going. I can let this person know that I'm a person too, and that values them, and we create bridges between us, okay? And so we can connect that way. Did you know, here's an interesting fact, there's 1,525,000,000,000 miles of telephone wire strung up across the United States, and many people feel disconnected. We use social media to maintain large friendship circles, while at the same time we're feeling lonelier and lonelier. Okay? And I've been saying we should take every opportunity to advance ideas. Reach out and affirm them. Okay? Give them a hug, and many articles will try to tell you not to use the Facebook so much. And I have heard that the more often a person checks the Facebook, the more insecure that person is likely to be or have. And is this a result of the Facebook's presence in our lives? Regardless of the technological landscape, okay, it would seem that there are and would be large inadequacies in the way we communicate. All right? But we don't always have the choices. But a lot of times we do have the application. That's not enough to stop, okay, but it is not enough to change. And I propose that we use the Facebook more, but as a tool, because it's what we make of it, false advertising aside. Then a lot of people tell you a 10-gallon hat, Gina might hear this, a 10-gallon hat barely holds 6 pints, okay? But it is what we put in it. I mean, here's an instance. You can post anything you want on YouTube, and there will be thousands of videos, and a lot of them aren't good, okay? But when anyone and everyone can be a reporter, news travels fast. We can be the infrastructure if we invest in it. For example, in Howard Witt's article called In Heart of Texas, Drumbeat for Green, it describes how our new city hall built from recycled materials has solar panels in its garage system. Okay, and we read about all sorts of places, and besides, we know from recent events that the use of YouTube has been crucial in spreading news about foreign revolutions like the one in Egypt and almost in Iran. And isn't it interesting that the phrase checkmate comes from the Persian phrase shahmat, which means the king is dead. Because the world is watching and posting. Okay? But these interesting tech innovations they don't write the rules. And these latest devices aren't businesses. And that's what we have to realize if we want the power to change. Yeah, and we do. We do. Where's the edge? Here's another example question, like when we ask, is it guaranteed until the printed date? Listen, here's an example. You can ask questions or comments. I did this recently. I called in, you go through the operator system, you know the robot. Guess what's going to happen 30% less of the time? Okay, listen. They're always changing the system. Our message boards recently have changed. All right, I know, I get it. I'm not registered either, understandably. But what's the point of accumulating research when we don't even have the power to keep secrets? Listen, you see it on it every day. I don't watch TV all the time, but I can tell what's going on. Nowadays, it's a sin to throw things away. And you get caught up in it, and we all went there. Listen, I've been to high school. We all read the book. The curriculum is clearly stated. And I ask myself, how many copies do I have to read before I finally feel like I understand what I'm taking home? And can I return it? Like, okay, the other day, I was surprised because I had dialed 311 so many times. And I hear viewers say, whatever happened to the good old days, and you could just pitch your trash and walk away. But I don't want to be marketed. Okay, I have another example. In 1964, when Lyndon B. Johnson declared a war on poverty, it was the very same day that they accepted the Mansholt Plan in Europe. Did anybody remember that? We can connect the dots with what I like to say is what is indigenous to ourselves as people. We have to study over it all, and that's a for instance, actually, not an example. But I do have an example. The post office, I just learned this recently, has these 5-year plans they have to publish according to the Government Performances and Results Act. But let's be real with ourselves. The post office is in trouble, and there's so many millions of dollars in debt, and I know exactly why. People aren't telling you this, but I can tell you. All they're delivering to my mailbox is coupons and leaflets that I think are trash, but I'm not allowed to say that. I have to recycle them, and it's no wonder why FedEx and the UPS are raking in so much money. Boxes. Amazon.com boxes. Listen, the real money makers are those boxes people ship in things, and that's why the post office is broke. But what are our real money makers? Okay? And together, I had these shipping packages left over from the holiday times when these gift deals had caught my eye. A couple emails in my inbox were alerting me to, and I was trying to keep up with it all. I had a lot on my plate. And we kept the spirit of it all. And it used to be popular to say things like that, and let's go here or there, but it was all over after, just so quickly. And anyway, that was like what beset me, and I had stayed awake too late that whole season. But what I wanted to make this, I hope this did persuade you, and if you do have feedback for me, just write it down on your form and hand it to me afterwards. Thank you very much.